Okay, one quarterback gang. We are
Gang,
here
gang.
to bring you guys a mock draft
Come
for
on,
everyone
baby.
who plays one quarterback dynasty leagues. Hey, I think our record right now for a one quarterback mock is 300 likes. You guys are always showing out. Do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you like dynasty content, and I want you to comment down below right now, what is the perfect fit for your favorite prospect?
Come on, baby.
Where would he fit perfectly in the NFL? Hey, we're gonna do two rounds rather today for you. If you want to find the third round, that will be available for you guys over on flockfantasy.com
That's right.
with the bonus content that we provide over there. If you use our code LAND, LAND, flockfantasy.com/land, there's a direct link in the description below. You can also scan that QR code. If you sign up with our code, you will have access to that third round, and you'll be able to go straight from this video to that one and watch it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the 101. What are you thinking here, brother? What are you thinking here? And by the way, we are using the landing spots from draftcountdown.com, and it's Shane Hollum's mock draft. We'll put that in the description as well.
Nothing to overthink it is Bijan at the 101. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what we like to say. Going to the Philadelphia Eagles in this mock draft. So Bijan at the 101.
Yeah, I think that is a great pick, and we don't need to overthink it as well. At the 102, my 101. Again, I've said there's two can't miss prospects. It's Bijan. Put it on a t-shirt. People are tired of me saying it. Put it on a mug so it gets hot every day. The Philadelphia Eagles, Brian Robinson. The Houston Texans go Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. He links up with Daddy Bryce, and I love it here at the 102.
At the 103. Probably one of the best football teams any wide receiver can go to. Let me tell you that right now.
Oh, God.
It's the New York Football Giants. Daniel Jones, Quentin Johnston linking up. Something special is going on at the 103 here. If this happens in real life, I am buzzing. If it doesn't, I'm still okay. I still want a wide receiver. So Quentin Johnston going to my beloved New York Football Giants at the 103.
If it doesn't, I will just be depressed for a week. And
I just want a wide receiver. I don't care who it is nowadays. I just want one of the top four. Please.
These days, I'm thinking God for all things above me.
Please.
All right, Drizzy Drake. Okay, the next player I'm going to take here. Now, this is where I think I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay.
And in fact, I will go Jahmyr Gibbs here. There's still very good options on the board, but to me, we keep saying that the perfect landing spot for any of these running backs is the Miami Dolphins. And I personally love imagining Jahmyr Gibbs in this offense. I think he is the perfect fit. Look at what Raheem Mostert did last year when he was healthy. Could you imagine giving Jahmyr Gibbs those opportunities? And also, we talk about wanting to protect himself more. Well, if you put a receiving threat like Jahmyr Gibbs, who might be the best receiving running back coming out of college in like the last decade, you put that guy in the backfield with Tua. Hey, Tua, it's no longer gonna hurt your team to dump the ball off. Like almost every play is probably like the best thing you could do is put the ball in Jahmyr Gibbs' hands right now. So yeah, he's a little bit undersized, but I think specifically, and this is what I don't hear a lot about Jahmyr Gibbs, by the way, Badake, when Bryce Young went down this year, the entire offense for those two games was centered around Jahmyr Gibbs, and he dominated on the ground, absolutely dominated. So I think if you look at it, when they required that of him, you know, when they took the ball, the best player in college football's hands, and they required it of him, he absolutely delivered versus good competition, and he was extremely efficient. So I think he's a perfect fit here with Miami.
Yeah, I love this pick. One of the best landing spots we keep saying for a running back. Okay. Still a couple wide receivers on the board. I see one guy. Let's see if he falls, but I doubt it. I think this is who you would go next. Not this one, but the guy that. Anyways, at the 105, I'm taking Jordan Addison going to the Kansas City Chiefs. This is not the guy I believe Zach is going to take next. There's somebody else I believe he will take next, but Jordan Addison coming here, maybe taking over that Juju Smith role, being a little bit more consistent in that role as well, being the first-round wide receiver that they take here for the Kansas City Chiefs. We all know Kadarius Toney ain't going to stay healthy. It's Sky Moore, Jordan Addison with Travis Kelce. Keep it simple, stupid. See you at the 105 with Jordan Addison to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the 104, I mean, at this point, you're probably asking yourself, do you want Gibbs or Addison? Because both are very good options there, and you're not overpaying for either. All right, at the 106, I'm gonna go Zach Chardonnay. Give me a little Chardonnay on a Sunday, Saturday, Monday, whatever day it is. A little Zach Chardonnay. I'll take him here. He goes to the Chicago Bears. And if you think Khalil Herbert is keeping Zach Charbonnet off the field, go see a doctor. Okay.
I'm not a doctor.
Let's figure this out together. Zach Charbonnet, I think he proved that he was a 3-down running back last year. Is one of his goals actually to improve as a receiving threat. He did that at UCLA. Actually, his receiving profile is really impressive. I think that's massively underlooked from him when people review him as a prospect. But yeah, this is a guy that can be a 3-down running back. Worst case scenario, he's your starting running back by like week 3 for this team.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. That's the guy that...
And by the way, last thing I'll say is like a team that its complete identity is surrounded around the run game.
Yeah, I agree. That was a guy that I figured that you were going to take. I was going to take Zach Charbonnet, but I don't know if I can take Charbonnet over Jordan Addison with that landing spot personally. But I really love that landing spot for Zach Charbonnet. So I would definitely...
These last 3 picks from the 104 to the 106, every landing spot is hot.
Yeah, it's ideal. That's exactly what you want. All right. I know you don't like this.
And by the way, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Damn it.
Zach Charbonnet went in the 2nd round in this mock draft.
Yeah.
So did Jahmyr Gibbs. I just want to clarify. Wide receivers and Bijan went in the 1st.
Which kind of feels like the way it's going right now. I feel like Bijan's
we should be telling people that.
Yeah, the running back is definitely... I feel like the 1st round running back that's locked is definitely Bijan. We're really happy with 2nd round draft capital for these guys. All right, I'll take... I know you don't like this landing spot, but I do like the landing spot for this wide receiver if Lamar Jackson is there. And I know that's a big if, but I'm really believing Lamar's going to be there if he is. Well, at the moment, it doesn't feel like it's going to be. But if he does stay somehow, some way, I like this landing spot. If he doesn't, it's all going to depend on the quarterback play, right? It's all going to believe... It has to land on that. And that is Zay Flowers going to the Baltimore Ravens. Love the talent, love the guy. I think he can play in the slot. And if Lamar Jackson is not there, then Mark Andrews' value, where does it stand, right? And can Zay Flowers overtake that some way, somehow? Not saying that is possible, not saying that's going to happen, but it is possible if Lamar Jackson doesn't make him his number 1 receiver. Zay Flowers can be a number 1 receiver for any quarterback that could potentially be coming in. So keep that in mind. I like Zay Flowers here at the 107.
Yeah, that would have been my next pick for sure. And like I've said this a lot, but in case anyone's curious, to me, the person who has the most to lose with this Lamar Jackson situation is Mark Andrews. Like, how much history do we have of Lamar Jackson and Rashad Bateman? You know, like it's gonna hurt that connection more than it'll hurt whoever the next quarterback is throwing to these wide receivers, in my opinion. So I like it. All right, at the 108, this is where I'm gonna take Joshua Downs. He went to the New Orleans Saints here in the 2nd round. He was the 40th overall pick, so early 2nd round. And I think he complements Chris Olave really well. I mean, this would absolutely suck for all my Rashid Shaheed stocks. But yeah, Josh Downs is your starting slot wide receiver. And I hate to say it, but he is an upgrade over Rashid Shaheed.
No doubt
if he gets drafted with the 40th overall pick to the Saints. Derek Carr, we've seen how he operates with his slot wide receiver. Remember a year ago, Hunter Renfrow was a top 12 wide receiver with Derek Carr. He likes playing the slots over there in Vegas, and now he's in New Orleans. But I'll take Josh Downs here at the 108.
Okay, I like that. I definitely like that pick. Okay, I am looking here. Man. There is a guy that I feel like gets respect, and I need to do it again. And I feel like I'm the only one that does it, but I'm going to put respect on it. It has to be Jalen Hyatt. He goes to the Carolina Panthers here. Who the hell is there, right? I mean, yes, you have Adam Thielen. Yes, they signed DJ Chalk, if I'm not mistaken. I think he fits into a role here some way, somehow, right? And in this mock draft, he goes in the early 2nd round to the Carolina Panthers, and CJ Stroud is his quarterback. With the speed, there's going to be some sort of avenue for some sort of glimpse of fantasy success. And I know we don't like Jalen Hyatt, but the fantasy community does, and we always, where the hell is Jalen Hyatt? The disrespect on Jalen Hyatt. Bro, that's just us. But to respect y'all, I'm taking Jalen Hyatt here at the 109, okay? To put some respect on his name.
Yeah. You know, someone asked me, how are you not drafting Jalen Hyatt if he's getting projected to be a 1st-round pick? And I'm just like, honestly, he is the player this year that I am completely fine with looking back and holding my hand up and saying, hey, I was wrong. Let's find out why I'm wrong.
Mm.
But at this very moment, I feel very right in the sense that I don't want to draft him. This is a player I want my league mates to draft. So the players that I like fall down the board to me. That's just how I feel. I don't think he's ever going to be like this top 12, top 15, top 20 fantasy option. I mean, I don't know if he ever averages more than like 5 to 6 targets a game. And maybe that's enough for him, but just to say like how I feel about it. Okay, so the next player I'm going to take here
Please not the guy that I want.
is probably going to be, oh my God, there's two fantastic options.
Please not the
on
guy
the
that I
board.
want.
Geez, there's two incredible options out there. I think I'm probably going to go Devin A. Chain, though. He goes to the Los Angeles Chargers at the 110.
Mm-hmm.
You just drafted a running back who's 188 pounds. Yes, I just drafted a running back who's 188 pounds. But Devin A. Chain, he, like when you look at the James Cooks of the world and like as prospects, he has these elite traits that those players never had. And I think it can make a difference for him. Do I anticipate Devin A-Chain being a 3-down workhorse running back? No, absolutely not. I anticipated him being a weapon, getting the ball at say 8 to 12 times a game. And I already know the comments that I'm going to hear. You drafted a player who you want to get the ball 12 times a game. It's the important downs. Not every touch is the same value, right? Think about the touches that Jerick McKinnon got with the Chiefs versus Isaiah Pacheco, right? Like in those important situations, touches aren't always the same. There are more valuable and less valuable touches. I think Devin A-Chain is that guy that you schedule those important touches around. And in this offense, with all these aging assets and questions around Austin Eckler, I feel really excited about Devin A-Chain linking up with Justin Herbert there in Los Angeles. Yeah. And look, I do think Devin A-Chain, if he gets drafted, like I've said this before, there was a mock draft yesterday, Badake, where he was drafted to the 49ers in the compensation picks in the 3rd round. No way I'm drafting him even in the 2nd round there, right? Because he's not beating out Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel's going to take role. But here, it makes a lot of sense. The draft capital is there, and I'm going to bet that he would be the outlier if a team spent a 2nd round pick on him.
Yeah, I would completely agree there. It's great. It's a great pick. It's a great landing spot. And if he does get there, I'm going to have to reevaluate because I'm not a Devin A-Chain. I'm not a massive Devin A-Chain believer like everyone else is. So that would definitely, he would have to go up.
I will say that everyone else is telling me I'm crazy for liking Devin A-Chain.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. You're crazy, but not to me. If that makes any sense to you.
I love that.
Jokes. All right. The next guy, there are two different people. I wasn't going to take Devin A-Chain. There were two other guys. I can go tight end here, or I can go another running back. I actually really like this landing spot. I think I would take him here at the 111. That is big old Roscoe Johnson here. He goes to the Dallas Cowboys in the 2nd round. So the Cowboys don't get Bijan. The Cowboys get Brandon Cooks. They get rid of Zeke. Tony Pollard's there. I know there's massive Tony Pollard's believers, but Roscoe is that 1st and 2nd down bruiser that we wanted. That Zeke body build and more, right? With the less mileage on the legs as well, because he was backing up Bijan. Okay, I mean, if you look at this past year in 2022 for Texas, only 142 snaps. He barely got the mileage right now that. I think he probably has the least amount of mileage for all running backs in this class, I would say, right? So if big old Roscoe can go in Dallas, be the 1-2 punch guy, I know Tony Pollard can be the 3rd down guy, but so can Roscoe. He can catch. Okay, he also is a bigger pass catching back guy. So I'm happy taking him here at the 110 and taking a shot. Going to the Dallas Cowboys, he's going to be on some sort of rotation, whether that's 50-50, whether that's 60-40 somehow, whatever the case may be. I like Roscoe.
Yeah, and it's important to say that he went in the 2nd round. I'm pretty sure you said that, but just to establish that. I mean, if this was like a 4th round pick, he's probably not a 1st round pick. But the fact that it was 2nd round capital is like a very good indication from the team that they're going to invest in him.
Mm-hmm.
And as a pass catcher, Rashawn Johnson is never going to be like your Austin Eckler electric pass catcher. Think more like Leonard Fournette. Like if the volume's there, he can catch the ball. but
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to be like this explosive after the catch type player. Okay, at the 112, I think this is probably, I don't want to draft tight ends really, but I think this is the furthest I could let Michael Mayer fall. Um, Maybe you were playing the board there and you thought I wasn't going to go tight end.
Oh no,
Maybe
I
you had
knew.
no intention.
I actually like Roscoe. Kind of want to talk about
No,
him.
no, I agree. It probably would have been my next pick. I just know that you like these tight ends and you take them a little bit higher than me normally.
Yeah.
But I'll take Michael Mayer here. He goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. Great prospect, and he's got Irv Smith to compete with. So he's probably starting day one because he's also a great blocker, and he also is a good route runner, incredible hands. Oh, he'll probably start day one for this
He
team.
probably will
And
start
you
day
look
one.
at what Hayden Hurst brought this team last year, but you get an upgraded version of Hayden Hurst there. Probably this is the best shot for him to have a Pat Fryermuth type rookie season. So I'll take him there at the 112.
Yeah, I definitely like it. Okay, I'm kind of stuck between a couple running backs here at the 201. I'm at the turn now. Where should I go? I'm gonna continue with the board. I'm gonna go draft capital here. I'm gonna go with another running back, probably that somebody you weren't expecting. He goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. That is Tank Bigsby. I'm a believer in Tank. I think he's a first and second down guy. He's a big, bulldozing guy. I think he can definitely run in between the tackles. He can catch, but he's not going to be the pass catching guy like the Joe Mixon. But if he does get a third round draft capital over some of these other running backs that I'm seeing that went in the fourth, and Joe Mixon does leave, I think it's pretty clear with pretty good draft capital in the third round. Would say that I'm pretty happy to take Tank Bigsby here in this offense.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a lot of goal line opportunities. He's going to get a lot of opportunities, just a lot of goal line opportunity. I think that's what's massive here. So give me Tank at the 201.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think it's crazy.
Still a couple
to take
really
him
good
there.
running backs there, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually take a wide receiver here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing more and more people that I respect in the industry talk about Cedric Tillman, and here's what I'll say: I'm happy with my evaluation of him right now. But if he does land here, like that he did in this mock draft, second round to the Buffalo Bills, I do think he's a better I do think he's a better player day one than Gabe Davis, like respectfully. And I can see how he could complement Stephon Diggs really well. So if he does actually go in the second round to the Bills, then I will need to reevaluate this player. And again, new information, you would be a fool not to adjust to new information. So I would take a shot on Cedric Tillman there at the 202. Cedric Tillman is not like the best athlete. He's not the most explosive, but what we always noticed on his film was he's a very good route runner. Like he is a nuanced route runner versus Keely Ringo versus Georgia. A lot of man-to-man, a lot of press. And he didn't win with speed. He didn't win with like this incredible burst. He won with like high IQ leverage, like manipulation against the defender. And I thought that was very impressive. So I'll take him here at the 202. If the Bills are going to bet on him in the second round, I'm going to bet on him in the second round.
Yeah, I definitely hear you there with the Buffalo Bills. It's a big body guy. Every team needs a big body guy there. So very interesting. Okay. I wonder if I'm okay to take a tight end here. I'll take Dalton Kincaid. He goes to the Las Vegas Raiders in the first pick in the second round here, or not the first pick, early second pick in the second round. I'm happy to take him here. He gets those Darren Waller targets. Waller's out there. It's clear that he's going to come in. He's going to be a guy that's going to be an easy target for Jimmy G or whoever that quarterback's going to be. According to this mock draft, the Raiders don't get a quarterback, actually. So according to this, Jimmy G is going to be throwing to Dalton Kincaid. And I'm really happy to get him in the middle of the field. Maybe he can be the new George Kittle for Jimmy G. So that's really exciting.
So after we entered everyone's testing scores, by the way, for our prospect grades, our scouting grades, testing accounts for 10% of a player's grade.
Yeah.
Israel Bonikanda, I mean, you guys have heard us talk this name through the roof this offseason. I would go out on a limb and say we're probably, and I'm not going to claim that we are, but because I don't know everyone on YouTube, but I would claim we're probably the first people to tell you guys about Izzy on YouTube.
My Brooklyn brother.
I remember we made a sleeper video about him. I think it was back in January. I could be wrong, but we've been in on Izzy. And then he dominates his pro day in such a overwhelming fashion. I almost feel like it's impossible that he gets out of the third round now. He might even go late second with those numbers. But in this mock draft, he lands with the Falcons in the fourth round. So a round higher than what they invested in Tyler Algier last offseason. Again, similar to what I was talking about with Zach Charbonnet, you enter an offense who the identity is built around the rush game. I mean, both the Bears and the Falcons were top 3 in rushing attempts per game. I think that those teams will stay with that identity this year. Could be wrong, but have always loved Israel Abanikanda as a prospect. He goes out, he blows up this testing, like incredible testing, like almost the same numbers as Brees Hall last year. He's not the film isn't the same. He's not the same prospect, but that's how impressive his athletic testing was. I think his RAS score was like a 9. It was like a 988 or something. Like it was very high, but he's moved up to my RB4 in my running back rankings now. I'll take him here at the 204. He goes to the Falcons. I like the fit, and I think he could beat out Tyler Algier.
Yeah, I like that. And I was okay taking Dalton Kincaid because I knew you were going to take Izzy, and I was going to take another running back here. Once again, we didn't see him in any, pre-NFL draft testing. Sure. He wasn't at the combine. He wasn't even at his pro day. He sent out a video to everyone via email saying, "Hey, I ran a 4.3 something," and I believe him. Mm-hmm. And that's Sean Tucker. He goes to the Minnesota Vikings in the fourth round, a couple spots after Izzy there.
I stand with Sean.
Sean Tucker, yeah, sorry. His name's Sean Tucker.
No. I'm saying you're like, I believe him. Like, I stand with you, Sean.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No doubt about it.
I believe it was a 4.33.
4.33. That's Sean Tucker. I don't know. Do you see the tape? I said 4.33. Anyway, Sean Tucker goes to the Minnesota Vikings, meaning that in this scenario, I'm believing Dalvin Cook is no longer there. I think he's a superior talent than Alexander Madison, in my opinion. I think he can easily take on this backfield without a doubt. A great pass-catching guy and a guy that can play all 3 downs, in my opinion. A lot of people don't see that, but give me Sean Tucker here at the 205 to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. Actually, this morning, before we recorded this video, I ran a 4.25.
And I believe you.
No, and I have video evidence. In my home hallway, I set up lasers.
I can. You know what? Send that in, and because I would make sure that everyone will believe you, and you'll get good.
Unfortunately, because of my size, my RAS score is still like a 3. But what can you do?
Hey, but at least the lasers were correct.
The lasers, major laser. Okay, here at the 206, I'm going to take a player that you like. Went in the 4th round, and I also like this player, and I think he tested really well. He didn't blow it out of the water like Israel Abanikanda did, but he still tested pretty well.
Yeah, he did
had
great.
A horrific college Senior Bowl. Sorry,
Senior Bowl,
had a horrific Senior Bowl, but redeemed himself a little bit at the combine. I'll take downtown Chase Brown at the 206 here. He goes to the Arizona Cardinals in the 4th round. Yep, they spent a 7th round pick on Keontae Ingram. James Conner's getting older. This team wants to be younger. Chase Brown's going to get an opportunity in that offense, no doubt. He might even be the starting running back to end the season.
Yeah, no, I definitely like it. Okay, I'm stuck between 2. I can definitely go a wide receiver. I'm seeing in a quarterback. I think this is where the quarterback range starts at the 207. You know what? I'll take my quarterback. I'll take my quarterback here, and I know we disagree, but I'm taking C.J. Stroud. He's my QB1. He is my high upside guy. I'm happy him going to the Carolina Panthers with the 101 here. Give me C.J. at the 207.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to justify if it's worth taking a quarterback here because I feel like there's still so many.
There are a lot of good players.
Good positional players, and if I was to take quarterback, it would be Anthony Richardson here. But we still got 3rd round running backs on the board. We still have
this is 3rd round wide receivers,
2nd round tight ends, 1st round tight end.
Mm-hmm.
These running backs are really weird in the 3rd round. I don't know if you guys can open up the mock draft that we're using. Head to the 3rd round here. It's difficult to project these running backs playing a big part given their competition. So I might have to skip over them, but I'm just going to take this opportunity, and it might be too high, I don't care. I'm going to take this opportunity to show some love to a player that I've grown to love because of Chris Sims. Now, I don't agree with everything that Chris Sims says at all. And I wasn't on board with his wide receiver rankings last year. But he does kind of, he plays to his own tune, if you will, right? And I watched Chris Sims' video, tried to be unbiased, and then I watched Michael Wilson's film because he was a player who was on my radar, but I hadn't really watched his film yet, and I kind of get it. I kind of see a little bit of the Michael Thomas vibes with Michael Wilson. Really good route runner, great release off the line, doesn't have this 4.4 burner speed that everyone's obsessed with and really doesn't translate to the NFL typically. But like in the ways that you need to win as a wide receiver in the NFL, he shows that on film. So he goes to the Packers here in the 3rd round. And as much as I like Romeo Doubs, I'm sorry, but like this is your compliment to Christian Watson in my mind. This is the guy that's going to beat out Romeo Doubs and be the second receiving option for Jordan Love. So I'll take him at the 208. Honestly, I am fully aware that's probably too early, but I just wanted to show him some love. And there's so many players on the board that I could have shown love to, but I chose Michael Wilson here.
Yeah. I don't mind that one. I don't mind that pick whatsoever. It's tough here at the 209. I can definitely go quarterback again as well. Try to take your quarterback. I know you kind of use that as leverage.
Yeah, you go, and I think this is what's difficult is like when you see positional players who could genuinely make impacts, it's tough to go quarterback in a 1 quarterback league because they're just so cheap.
They are so cheap. I'm gonna go I'll go tight end. 2nd round tight end. I'll take Luke Musgrave. Linking up with Michael Wilson in the Green Bay Packers. I'm okay for him to take over that role there. I think he can definitely fit in. It just makes sense here with Jordan Love playing a guy in the middle of the field. So give me Luke Musgrave to the Packers.
Yeah, I hear you. And again, I'm very conflicted here. Very conflicted on what to do because there's so many good options. But I think this is where I will finally break down and take Anthony Richardson. He goes to the Colts. I love that coaching staff with Anthony Richardson. The more I think about it. If he's the starter day 1, he's probably rushing for 1,000 yards. If A-Rich stays healthy.
With the Colts, I love the landing spot with the Colts.
He's probably rushing for 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
As a rookie. So I'll take him there at the 210. You guys know how I feel with 1 quarterback. My quarterback 1 is Anthony Richardson. I'm trying to shoot for the stars. So I'll do that there.
Okay, so Anthony Richardson to the Colts. I think it just makes sense to take the next quarterback here. I'll take Bryce Young. He goes to the Texans. I think this one's pretty obvious of, what's going to happen here. He links up with Jackson Smith and Jigba, so I'm actually really okay with that. So give me Bryce Young here at the 212 to the Houston Texans.
Yeah, and again, I talked about is how it's so difficult to justify going quarterbacks on 1 quarterback when there's so many good positional. You and I just went quarterbacks back to back. But I think we would be doing a disservice if we didn't draft Darnell Washington in the first 2 rounds. In fact, he probably should go higher than this. You guys comment and let us know. Like, where would you take him? His receiving profile is not the sexiest. He's most likely to be a better NFL player than he is for fantasy. But if the Cowboys spent a 1st-round pick on Darnell Washington, it's probably because their run game is pretty damn good already and they want to improve it. But he could be a red zone threat for sure. I just don't know if Washington or Jake Ferguson is the better receiving tight end threat. And that's what's concerning to me. But I'll take him here at the 212. Man, still a lot of really good players on the board. Yep. We're about to right now head into the 3rd round. If you want to see the 3rd round, it's already available on flockfantasy.com.
That's right, baby.
Use our direct link in the description below to sign up. flockfantasy.com/land will take you directly to a sign up link. Use our code LAND for 30% off. And in the bonus content, you're going to be able to see this 3rd round already. So now that those idiots are done talking, who needs some rankings?
Hell yeah, I need some rankings.
Then use promo code LAND, LAND, for 30% off any membership at flockfantasy.com.
Oh.
It's so easy. Even your grandma could scan that QR code right there.